Sarah.
And I'm David.
It's a special double eviction video!
Hey, look at this. You get an extra episode this week.
That's right! Double eviction just happened.
Just
watched it.
Yeah, but we should
that was exciting.
Quickly recap last night's episode first.
Yes.
So we see that Cody does not get the opportunity to play the veto to save himself, which is disappointing because that would have been made for more drama.
Right. So without that opportunity, we know he's dead man walking. We know he's the target. He's going to be backdoored. But we get to see this infamous veto play out that we knew Elena had made Alex mad and Matt had
somehow won.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see that play out and find out that Matt didn't actually win the veto.
I don't call that winning the veto.
He just ended up with the veto.
No, I hate that that is like a win on his scorecard at the end of this season.
Yeah.
No, he just ended up with it by default because Elena and Alex did this weird thing.
Yeah. Elena really just played that poorly, I think. I get it, you want the $5,000, but you literally made a deal like 30 seconds earlier that you weren't gonna curse Alex, and then you flipped at the last minute, and you're like, you would have done it too, and Alex is like, no, I wouldn't have. And regardless of whether Alex would have done it or wouldn't have, she gets to say, I wouldn't have done that and make you look bad.
Right. I mean, I do think that Alex was like way angrier than I can imagine.
She's just like drunk with power.
She is.
Yeah.
It's so, and I think she's also drunk with safety. I think she feels very protected under Paul's little whatever, that she feels like she can do whatever and she's never going to be a target.
Totally.
It seems like. The way that, I mean, she literally had a fight this week about cereal, about pillows, and about getting this punishment of doing the camping thing.
Okay.
I mean, like, are you really this upset, or is it strategy? I'm very confused by Alex right now.
Yeah.
But I was also confused by this move by Elena. It was interesting that she looked at Cody.
Yeah.
And
for advice.
Get that Cody's like, money?
Take the money.
Because he thought Matt would never use the video on somebody else besides himself, like a normal person.
Right.
But Matt is showing his loyalty to their little team. But why did Elena feel like she shouldn't take veto?
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't she take the veto and take herself off and guarantee herself safety? She just felt like this Cody backdoor plan was so set in stone that she could take that $5,000 and, you know, she would still be safe for the week, which was half true.
I don't know.
Half of the double.
Like, even if you feel safe, don't you just want to take the veto and get yourself off the block just because?
I would think.
Like,
and then also you can honor the deal with Alex and you're not vilifying anybody against you.
She's literally the HOH right at that moment.
Yeah, and you're like breaking a deal within a minute.
Odd choice.
Very weird.
But she did it.
Yes.
And it did stir up the house, as we had already spoiled in our last episode. But what was interesting is that Cody really is the first person this season to like campaign and try to change votes.
Yes.
And he of all people is guaranteed he's going home.
Oh, yeah.
But at least he tried something.
Yeah, he's like talking to Alex and Jason and saying like, I've saved you guys when the house wanted you out.
And that's true.
And sort of like trying to, you know, play on the fight that's happening with Alex and Elena, trying to turn Alex even a little bit more against Elena, not really throwing Elena under the bus, but just making a case for like, I was good to you, please be good to me.
Right.
It's hopeless, but at least he's trying.
Yeah. I wish that he had tried towards Matt.
Yep.
If you could have struck the fear into Matt that leaving himself on the block was dangerous.
Yeah.
That's really the only way to not get backdoored.
Right.
But I know that he doesn't have a relationship with Matt, so I guess he just didn't feel comfortable with that. Doesn't matter, because Thursday is the double eviction.
Yes. Well, we should say, before the double eviction, Matt ends up using the veto on Jason, and so then Alex has to put up Cody, and, you know, the backdoor plan is in place. So that's where we are in the double eviction.
The backdoor plan was in place.
Yes. So then double eviction starts right off at the beginning of the episode, and everyone wants to get Cody out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Best exit ever from Cody.
Oh, it was so good. I love that he walked over on top of the coffee table, didn't hug anybody, didn't say goodbye to anybody, just grabbed his bag
Didn't even give them time to get up. They're like still getting up, and he's like on top of the table.
He could not get out of that house fast enough.
So
and then again, his exit interview, he just seemed so normal, so friendly, so charismatic.
Cody on an exit interview is my favorite person.
Honestly, he really is. He just seems like a joy to be around when he's not in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, right? As we assumed, Cody's the first member of jury, but somebody's coming quickly behind.
Right. So then they have an HOH competition. It's a shuffleboard situation.
And they get to pair each other off.
So everyone's obviously gunning to get Elena and Mark eliminated from the HOH competition.
Keep putting Mark up till he's eliminated.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to Christmas and Jason.
Yeah.
Either way, Paul was going to have this HOH.
Exactly.
So whatever.
Yeah.
But Jason wins, and I thought, okay, for a moment, Jason is a wild card.
Yeah.
He has his own thoughts.
Right.
And during the weeks on the live feeds, he says things that don't fall into Paul's little world.
Yes.
This double eviction is chaotic. It's stressful, time constraints.
Yeah.
And I thought, does he fall to Paul?
Right.
Or does he just go like, I don't
crazy.
care. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, he fell to Paul.
He did the safe thing and he just did whatever Paul wanted. And to Paul's credit, Paul was right there in his ear after the HOH competition. Yeah. You know, Mark and Elena couldn't get back into the house fast enough, and Paul was right there next to Jason, talking game immediately.
Yeah.
Like, that's why
walking
he's running
into
the
house.
Yeah.
Jason and Paul are walking next to each other. Everybody's walking in. Paul's right there. Mark's trying his best to talk to Jason. Paul's not leaving his side.
No.
Paul is playing.
Yeah, he really is. Then Jason does what everybody expects. He puts Mark and Elena right up next to each other with a very long speech that was not great,
and
but he was
kind
nervous.
of confusing about, like, I can't be between you and Cody. You and Cody had different stories, and I can't be in between you. When you've already evicted Cody, there is no in between. It didn't make sense, but I get it, Jason. You were trying to justify for yourself.
Yes. So they're up on the block next to each other, and we're screaming like the only way this is going to be good is if Mark or Elena win the veto.
Let's define good, because it's not like we're super fans of Mark or anything, or Elena.
No.
It's just that he is literally the only person in the house not in Paul's pocket.
Yeah.
Now, Mark is probably not going to put Paul up right away if he were to win.
No.
But he at least knows that Paul is running everything.
Yeah.
And he's our only hope
of anybody doing
to
anything.
mixing things up.
Yeah.
If Mark were to go right now, as we're speaking, then Paul has utter control.
Just sign the check.
And he wins the game. Yeah. So that's why we were like freaking out and screaming.
Right. They play the veto competition. Mark does win.
It was so close.
Yeah, it was so close between Mark and Jason.
And it was a puzzle. And I'm like, I don't know. Who's good at puzzles?
I don't even know.
But apparently Jason and Mark are both good at puzzles.
Yes.
Because they were neck and neck, and then Mark just pulls it out.
Yes.
The whole house is like this. They're all like barely, they're like crying.
Very somber.
They're like very sad over here.
Because Mark is clearly the target. So Mark pulls himself off the block. If he'd had 2 vetoes, of course he would have used them on him and Elena, but he has to pull himself down and stay in the house for another week and see what happens. So Jason has to put up another nominee, and Matt goes up. And I'm thinking, there's maybe an outside chance that Paul has decided to change the target, and maybe they're going to get Matt out. No.
When he said, Matt, go ahead, it was clearly that they had discussed Matt being a pawn. Now, we know that on the live feeds, people have talked about Matt being a target.
Yeah.
And he might be the next target after Mark. But Paul doesn't want to leave Mark and Elena together.
No. They're a couple, which makes them powerful, and they're sort of against Paul.
Right.
So you can't keep them together. Matt and Raven are not a threat to Paul right now because he has them in his pocket.
Yeah.
So there's no chance.
He would have liked to have kept Elena had he gotten rid of Mark.
Yeah.
Because then he could reel her back in.
Yep.
And then he would have probably gone after Matt and then reeled Raven in, probably.
Yep.
But he couldn't leave Mark and Elena together, so it was gonna be Elena.
So out the door Elena goes.
All the votes except for Mark.
Right.
Mark's the only one who voted for Matt.
So now there's a special episode tomorrow of Big Brother where they're going to play the next HOH competition. Please, Mark, win it. I beg you.
If Mark doesn't win it, we just go back to the same story we've been watching all of these weeks.
It's going to be another Cody
week where
Mark...
the house has, exactly. He's clearly the biggest target, and no one else will have any say or balls to change
there will
anything.
be no big moves happening if Mark doesn't get HOH. And even if Mark does get HOH, it's not like he can put up Paul and get Paul Paul out because
he won't. He doesn't have the votes. Right.
But it will be interesting to see who he puts up.
But he could put up a couple people who are important to Paul and start chipping that away. I mean, that's really all anybody can do right now.
Yeah.
Is start chipping away at Paul's group.
That's all you can do.
Well, that was a super exciting double eviction.
It was.
They
only because
usually
Mark
are.
won the veto. If he hadn't, then it would have been super boring.
If he hadn't, it would have been boring and we probably would have stopped watching.
Yeah, honestly.
Because I'll tune into the finale to just see Paul accept that check.
Yeah.
Paul is playing a great game.
He is. I can't deny it. It's just boring to watch.
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's not boring to watch Paul's great game. It's boring to watch so many people just defer to him.
Yeah. No one else seems to be playing for the $500,000.
And they're even saying things like that of like, I'd love to come in second to Paul. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, this season is just the Paul Redemption Tour and everybody's on board.
So fingers crossed that there is some more excitement.
Yes.
Of course, it all depends on who wins the next HOH.
Yes. Who do you want to win?
Who do you want to win?
That's what I'm curious
about. And
who
do you want to be the next target?
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.